I keep looking at the official stats from yesterday in the game book that is a detailed statistical analysis of the game, and it breaks it down by half, and you have to be sure that you're looking at the right thing. And my eyes and my brain refuse to connect on this. I am looking at final individual statistics.
Yeah,
final. Not
ahead.
First quarter.
Right.
Final.
Right.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
I know.
7 carries.
2 yards.
2 yards.
Right.
And the Lions overall had 15 yards.
Hey, David Montgomery had 14 yards rushing. On one of the plays, he had 17 yards.
That's
so
amazing.
that means he went backwards the other 3 runs for the day, right? That speaks to a lot. That's what I was telling you. When you sit there, and again, when next time you watch the highlights of the game, just look. Detroit's D-line's getting dominated. When Detroit's trying to run the ball, they're not moving anybody. The Steelers are up at the line of scrimmage, and there's no movement. So that's where Detroit's lost its way. There was some changeover in the offensive line. They lost Ben Johnson. They lost Aaron Glenn. Right, they got to recalibrate right there a little bit as far as find their run game. That's definitely not as creative as it once was, and that's hurt them a little bit because we've seen too many games like this lately with them where we go, wait, they can't run the ball at all. They got to drop back and throw the ball every time. And of course, they're capable of making a lot of big plays, but I don't think again, Jared Goff's very good, but he's not going to carry your team and will them to win and make some crazy play and scramble and make something happen that way like some of the other great quarterbacks in football. And that's where it's just been too much for them to overcome.
Last night on the Football Night in America podcast, we did our Christmas wish list dream Super Bowl. And in honor of my dad, who was a big Chris Berman fan, I went Bills 49ers because remember there was that stretch where every year it was 49ers Bills and it never happened. I may want to revise that now to the Steelers and the Bears.
Wow.
Wouldn't that be something if Aaron Rodgers, last game ever,
has to play against the team
in the
he
Super
owns.
Bowl against the Bears?
Right.
Oh, well.
It would be.
We can dream.
Would be. All right, so wait. We have to talk about some of the plays, the penalties.
Well, absolutely.
All right, so what do you want to do? You want to get in there?
Well, there was a poll report that came out last night from Carl Cheffers. There were 2 offensive pass interference penalties late in the game on the final drive. Let's talk about the first one.
Right.
First and goal from the 1 with 25, 28 seconds left. Isaac TeSlaa runs a pick play, springs Amon-Ra St. Brown for the 1-yard touchdown. That was wiped off the board. And, usually the pool reports are as basic as they can be. They just state what it was. They saw interference, and you can see him drop the shoulder, and you can see he's more than a yard past the line of scrimmage. If it's first and goal on the 1 and the contact happens in the end zone, it's more than a yard past the line of scrimmage. And that's what they call now. They call it now. Devin McCourty was saying yesterday when we were talking about it in the viewing room last night, he was saying, when I first got into the league, they didn't call that.
They wouldn't have called it.
But they call it now.
Yeah.
And the defenders know it, and the defenders are embracing the contact.
When they know they're in a compromised position, they go, okay, just hit me so I can fall it.
But you can see TeSlaa drop the shoulder.
That's to me where he blew it. He did not make it look like he was running a route.
You got to walk into him. It's
or
like
you got to really be running.
Yeah.
You can't be like, hey, I'm kind of running. Oh, let me lower my shoulder.
You know how you sell taking the charge.
Exactly.
You throw your arms out. You have to run your route. You can't, I'm going to hit you.
I'm going slow off the ball and not really running, and now I'm trying to measure up where I can. That's where I think a little bit of a rookie, right, who doesn't know how to sell it quite the right way. What's going to drive people crazy in the NFL, of course, is they're inconsistent with those calls right there. But more times than not right now and where we are in the league, that's being called, those type of pick plays. So that's a tough one. I get it, right? I think the bottom line is, though, yes, down there in that area and in the NFL as a whole right now, the referees are looking for those type of plays. Defenses are warning referees about those type of plays before the game happens. And in a big moment right there, down at the 1-yard line, we see it on a weekly basis. Teams go to those type of plays, and refs are ready to call it when they see it. So I can't argue with that. Yes, I don't think that's wrong with that penalty call there at all.
That happened with 25 seconds left. The Lions eventually faced 4th and goal from the 9.
And let me just say this, too. They also benefited from what I thought on a 4th down earlier in the drive, or 3rd down, 3rd and long, with a BS pass interference call from Kyle Duggar, where it was a bam played. We showed it on Football Night in America, right?
You and I disagree. If the guy hits him before the ball gets there, it's pass interference.
When it's like
the guy hit him before the ball got there.
When it's like 1 inch away.
But they called it. They were right. He hit him before he got there. You're probably not going to like this, but DJ Moore was getting interfered with by Keyshawn Nixon on Saturday night. He hit him early. He was dragging him down. I can't believe he caught the ball. And then last night, the non-call. You surely disagreed with the non-call of pass interference on the long pass.
Him?
Yeah.
Well, of course.
Okay.
I mean, he tackled him. He was dragging him by the legs.
But
I mean, that was so stupid. The NFL needs to reevaluate that crew.
Oh, I know.
All right?
I know.
So, but no. To me,
if you
in
hit
that
the guy
moment
before
of
the ball
bang,
gets
bang,
there.
well, because then, Mike, then I can go to 90 plays where a receiver runs around and he does this and then comes out and I go, well, he hit him before the ball got there. He's not allowed to do that.
But when the ball's coming in, there's just something
but
like
you're watching it in slow motion to where it's we hit him an inch before.
But they called it.
I know.
They were right.
And I'm saying they're not right. It's too close to call there.
So how much of a buffer should they have? Should you be allowed to hit the receiver a half second before the ball gets there?
I don't think you could even tell in real time. Nobody could tell. And then we went to so slow. We went, he did hit him a millisecond before.
Let's be clear on this.
Right.
He did hit him before.
Right.
And they threw the flag.
Yeah.
It's one thing to say that. It's another thing to say, well, they didn't throw the flag and they should have. I've heard you argue that, you shouldn't argue they should have. It's a fine call if they don't throw it. And I think your point is, look, if you're inclined to keep your flag in your pocket and a super slow motion replay would suggest he hit him first, let's not kill the guy for that.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, right.
But if he throws the flag and the replay shows he hit him before the ball got there, how's that not interference? That's my point.
I mean, I hear what you're saying. To me, if it's so close, then nothing's ever. You got to call it every time. It's every play.
Well, but that's the thing.
You can't do anything. They're not allowed to hit the guy when he catches it. You're not allowed to touch him just as the ball's getting there. It's like they want defenders just to lay off right now and go, hey, catch the ball, run, go for a touchdown, and then to get me fired.
Here's where I'll defend the officials because they are out there with no padding on their body, with no helmets on, among the gladiators. Everything is moving fast. And, hey, you and I both believe they should be full-time employees. I don't know what full-time employment would do to improve the basic natural human ability to see things or just,
when you're around it more, it slows down.
Well, maybe. And, hey, let's find out. I'm with you. Let's find out. Let's find out.
Players on the field, it's the same way. Coaches, when you're around it all the time, it's not so fast. It slows down, just like you talk about with the player and everybody. You're used to seeing it. When you've been looking at lawyer crap all week, and then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, I'm watching football. It's a little bit, whoa, this is jarring. This dude's big and fast. I've been talking about this with my uncle all week, how awesome this guy. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to be looking over here. I was looking at Aiden Hutchinson. So that's where we're at. But
I agree
changed the subject.
No, but I agree. I agree with you. Look, the point is this.
Yeah.
They have to make quick decisions in a blink of an eye.
Right.
And you and I agree, if they were full-time employees, at least people like us wouldn't be able to argue, well, if they were full-time employees, maybe they wouldn't have these issues.
Right.
But the pass interference early in the drive, I'm fine with it because the super slow-mo replay review showed that the contact happened before the ball got there. That's my point.
All right.
The last play of the game, 8 seconds left.
Yep.
And it's funny, now that backward passes are cool again, it's lateral city in the NFL.
Well, I have so many problems with it.
Well, it's a pass to Amon-Ra St. Brown at the goal line. He doesn't get in, and
he pushes off first off.
Well, and that's what. Well, and he clearly pushes off. He clearly pushes off.
But we're in an era right now where they don't. Some fans are like, I don't want this called. And you're like, are you kidding me? We can't play defense anymore.
He pushed off to create separation, caught the ball short of the goal line. He pushed off so much he pushed himself out of the end zone.
Right.
Caught the ball. Forward progress was clearly stopped.
Yes.
Clearly stopped.
That's where, clearly stopped. I mean, again, and what the Steelers player, if they slam him on the ground and are too aggressive, they're going to get a penalty and we're going to extend the game.
Yep.
But now we're going to let it go on a little bit and he gets pushed back 5 yards and then pitches the ball. And they were talking about, maybe he pitched the ball, and the Lions are calling for it. Craziness. Well, now, as much as I was on the I don't like the pass interference call earlier, the refs did a very good job on those two plays. They got it right there on both of those situations.
Well, hey, and it's crunch time, and we're used to seeing the flag stay in the pocket. Let him play.
Right.
Isn't that just crazy? That always drives me nuts. Let him play. Wait, let him break the rules? Okay, well, let him play, but that's not licensed to go out there and knock a guy on his ass to create separation and catch a game-winning pass. Let him play. That's like you turn the settings on the old NFL blitz game to no penalties. Like you just do whatever you want to do. So what happened was there was a long discussion after the play, And Carl Cheffers explained that they just kind of had to sort it all out because they determined it was a backward pass. They determined that it was recovered by Jared Goff, who did score, but none of it mattered because of the pass interference penalty and the way the rules apply. The game is over.
We are losing. They're saying that was a backward pass. Some of the stuff that's going on right now in the NFL is crazy. I mean, like the non-PI in the Patriots game when the guy's tackling him, and when now he drops the ball, and it's like the referee. Some of this is where's our common sense? We saw an interception last week where the offensive player didn't even catch the ball. He never had more than a few fingers on it. They gave him the catch.
You're talking about the Patriots-Bills game.
Patriots-Bills game. They gave him a catch. Now, there's a penalty, so it's like it doesn't get glorified as much. But the fact that they're still trying to say he pitched the ball there, are we really trying to say that, NFL? Again. Show it one more time. Because, again, what do defenses want to do here? This is ridiculous. He gets hit at the 1-yard line. They drive him back to the 5-yard line. If they tackle him too aggressively, it's going to be a personal foul on the Steelers. Now they're going to let this go on? Oh, okay, we've gone back 4 yards. They're legitimately going to tell me that's what they're counting? Are they still standing by that after the game that was the call?
Ridiculous. Well, like, does any of this matter? Because the offensive pass interference ends the game.
It doesn't matter, but it
shows
you
out.
Incompetence and no common sense in the sport right now if they're actually still counting that pitch and the ball then Jared Goff got it. And I don't even know what the official ruling was because, again, they took 75 minutes.
Well, remember, it was a touchdown that was taken off the board, but then because of the penalty. But here's the bottom line.
Let's see it.
Here's what Cheffers said.
Yeah.
It's a pretty complex play. We have the original player who had the ball lose possession of the ball, so we had to decide if that was a fumble or a backwards pass because, of course, we have restrictions on the recovery of a fumble inside.
The play was dead. That's a bad comment right off the bat.
We ruled that it was a backward pass, so the recovering player was able to advance it, and that recovering player advanced it for a touchdown. We had to rule on that, and then because of the offensive pass interference, it negates the touchdown. Because it's an offensive foul, we didn't extend the half. Therefore, there's no score and there's no replay of the down. That's the way the rule is written.
So
that's
bad.
What they found.
That's so egregiously bad.
Yeah.
That they need to have a meeting today at 3:45.
Well, hey.
No, forward progress, is that not a thing in the NFL anymore? I mean, you get pitched back 4 yards, and they need to have a meeting today and go, what are we talking about that was actually called a touchdown on the field?
This is a prime example because I've heard people who I respect, like Mike Pereira, argue in the past, what would we do with these guys if they were full-time officials? Well, what you would do is they'd all live in Dallas or Kansas City. They would all come back there after the weekend of games. They would spend all day Tuesday and all day Wednesday going over things like this so everybody understands it so you don't have these weird outcomes in the future. And there is value to having institutional discussions and communications instead of these 17 freelance groups that are part-time, slapped together. They go here, you go here. You never have, like maybe once a year they have a group meeting. There is so much value in having everybody in the same place, and they put it up on a big giant screen, break it down, and don't be afraid about hurting someone's feelings.
Right.
Look, we got to get this right. These are the rules, and you just drill it, and you drill it, and you drill it. Just like you watch the game, you're at the game, you see, like that would be the easiest way to ensure consistency. But see, it costs money. And they don't want to do that.
But listen, I'm not going to hold back. That is so concerning right there that was called a touchdown and it's nullified and it's still in the official game book of the NFL. It goes against every rule the NFL talks about. And they went and made it a touchdown.
Hang on.
I'm looking at it right now. It's still on the NFL Run site.
Yeah, touchdown nullified by penalty.
That is so blatantly bad that the NFL should be concerned. They should have a 4-alarm meeting today, that they called that a touchdown, that they called that a legitimate lateral in that moment where he went back 4 yards. The defense isn't allowed to tackle you or throw you on the ground, but now they're going to let the play go on, and he didn't go forward from the point he caught the ball. But you're going to tell me that the play continued, and then he threw the ball on the ground, and we gave it a touchdown, and the only thing nullifying that is the offensive pass interference? Again, we are lacking common sense in the NFL at 3:45 and the referees right now to an extent that I've never seen. We're forgetting football. We don't even know how football's played. They're so worried about being wrong and nuance and everything about it. That is the most egregiously stupid call I've seen of the year so far.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.